Now at 6, a Portland woman is suing American Airlines after she says she was sexually assaulted by a drunk passenger while on board a plane. I'll bring you the full story coming up.
Semi-trucks have officially been banned from crossing the Stark Street Bridge after multiple crashes over the years. How long the restrictions will last ahead. And this morning, we're hearing from the musical stylings of Michael Allen Harrison as he prepares to kick off his annual Christmas at the Old Church performances. We'll hear more from him later on this hour of Sunrise as your news starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Friday. I'm China Green. We have meteorologist Chris McGinnis with us in the house, tracking your weather and traffic.
And your fog this morning. Yeah, okay, so here's the live look from downtown Portland. The Wells Fargo sky camera is up at the tippy top of the Wells Fargo building, so up at like 550 feet. It's kind of getting swallowed up by the low clouds. So that's what we're in store for this morning. 53 last check at PDX, but check this out. We go down to the state capitol in Salem. We can't see the Capitol. It is socked in right now. It's 44 with a dew point of 44. So the air is saturated down there, and that means, yes, fog, thick fog. Dense fog advisory for portions of Washington County, Yamhill County, Polk County, Marion County, Clackamas County through at least 10 o'clock. Current visibility right now in Hillsborough and Aurora down to a quarter mile at last check. Salem has been bouncing around between a quarter and a half mile. So watch out for the fog across that part of the area. And even here in Portland, I think the fog may set up shop a little bit more over the next hour or two. Not terrible, but foggy nonetheless. Not sure that it lifts all that much, but enough to get us into the mid-50s, which is still well above average for this time of the year. Your weekend forecast features dry weather Saturday, rain returning on Sunday. I'll detail that coming up in just a few minutes. Let's get you out the door and show you those foggy roadways. That is a little sample of what's going on across town. The foggiest cameras that I can find right now, actually down in Marion County. We'll zoom in. I-5 near Perkins Road, that's between Salem and Brooks, and you can see some fairly thick fog on that side of town. Farther north in Tualatin, I-5 at the 205 interchange. Despite the fog, traffic actually zipping along just fine there. The headlights coming right into your living room. That's the southbound 205 drive at I-5. And last but not least, over on the west side, some fog out in Tannisbourne as well. Highway 26 there, still zipping along okay despite the fog this morning. China?
Thank you, Chris. A Portland woman is suing American Airlines after she was allegedly sexually assaulted by a drunk passenger soon after the plane took off. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us in the newsroom. So Thomas, walk us through what happened here.
Yeah, well, China, this started at an airport in Springfield, Missouri last December when the Portland woman's lawyer says another passenger was pounding beers and shots at an airport bar during a flight delay. The man allegedly said something inappropriate to the Portland woman, who then left the bar. But once the flight began to board, her attorney Mark Lindquist says the man caused more problems. He was allowed on the flight and his seat was right next to the Portland woman's. That's when court documents report he said something like, quote, "This is my lucky day." The woman put in headphones and tried to ignore him. That's when things got even worse.
Once the plane started taking off, he started grabbing her and groping her, and she yelled for a flight attendant. At first, the flight attendant was, ma'am, you've got to stay in your seat. But then the flight attendant realized what was happening and moved her to a different seat.
The captain reported the incident to local police in Dallas when they landed. The victim and a flight attendant who was also allegedly assaulted spoke with investigators. A police report is referenced in the lawsuit where the man admits to mixing alcohol with prescription drugs. Lindquist says the man has been charged. The victim has also sued her alleged attacker along with American Airlines and SkyWest Airlines.
Our client wants accountability and also wants to make sure that this doesn't happen to other people on airplanes. She wants to see airlines follow the rules and keep flights safe and keep drunks off.
We've reached out to both American Airlines and SkyWest for a statement on this lawsuit. An American spokesperson told us, quote, "The safety of our customers and team members is our highest priority. We are reviewing the complaint." Jenna.
Thomas, thank you. A grand jury has cleared a Clackamas County Sheriff's deputy of any wrongdoing after shooting a man in early November. Investigators say the deputy was called to a home where a man who was reportedly intoxicated and had possible mental health issues set a trailer on fire. As the deputy exited her car, the suspect, 44-year-old Daniel Zimmerman, allegedly sprinted at her, ignored commands to stop, then put his hands behind his back. That's when the deputy fired a single shot. Zimmerman was treated at the hospital. His trial is set for January. Meantime, the Multnomah County DA's retail task force is asking for your help finding a man wanted for aggravated theft. So take a good look at your screen right here. DA's office says 54-year-old Timothy Jones is accused of stealing from Plaid pantry stores across Portland. He's been frequently seen at Dawson Park near North Stanton and Williams. If you see him, call 911. You could also contact Crime Stoppers of Oregon, which is offering a $2,500 reward for any tips that lead to an arrest. Effective immediately, Multnomah County is banning semi-trucks from using the Stark Street Bridge after another crash in October. You may remember that a truck slammed into the concrete wall, crumbling the pedestrian bridge fence and launching a chunk of stone into the Sandy riverbank. Now, commercial trucks over 19 tons are banned from turning onto the bridge from the historic Columbia River Highway. The restriction will stay in place until the 110-year-old bridge is replaced. Willamette University and Pacific University have signed a letter of intent to explore a merger. So if approved here, the move would make the new combined school the largest private university in Oregon. The institution would be renamed the University of Northwest, but each campus would still retain its individual branding and identity. Both university presidents said it will create more opportunities for students.
In the long run, what we hope is to provide our students with more pathways into more fields, so that they can find success in the fields that Oregon needs the most.
We really want to be an institution that can nimbly respond and provide what our future students need and what our state needs and our region needs.
They say that the process will take years but won't impact current students. The universities plan to spend the next few months working towards finalizing an agreement, and then they will have to deal with regulation hurdles as well. In tech headlines this morning, the future of robotics is now on display in the California Bay Area at the Humanoids Summit. The summit is not only showcasing robots for major tech companies, but robots that can improve people's daily lives, like the Psionic Ability Hand or the humanoid robot built to assist teachers and nurses. Disney has reached a 3-year agreement with OpenAI to let Sora generate AI videos of its characters. So characters in the deal include Mickey and Minnie Mouse, Lilo and Stitch, several Disney princesses, and more. On top of that, Disney is investing $1 billion into OpenAI, saying that it will use its services to develop new products and experiences included for Disney+. Amazon has revealed Alexa's most asked questions of 2025. So the roundup includes, how long do I poach an egg for? A for effort on trying to poach egg in general. And what's the diameter of the Earth? General questions about celebrities were also popular, including height, weight, and net worth. One of the most ironic questions was, what does AI stand for? What does it stand for, Chris?
Artificial intelligence.
I was like, there's no way our meteorologist doesn't know what this means. Okay.
It is quickly evolving into every part of our life. That is for sure, right? All right, let's get you out the door. This is a live look from the springs at the waterfront in Vancouver. You can see the low cloud deck starting to get a little lower here. It doesn't look like it's impacting traffic there, thankfully. Right now at Pearson, the Vancouver airport, it's 51 degrees there with calm wind. Can't see anything, or let me rephrase that. You certainly can't see the state capitol here from our Salem sky camera. Right now, the temperature at Marion Field in Salem is 44. The dew point's 44. The air is saturated, hence the fog and the thick fog there. And the fog, or the low cloud deck, is lowering here in Portland. 53 last check at PDX with light winds. And the freezing level, by the way, 12,000 feet. Mount Hood is 11,200 and some feet. The freezing level this morning, 12,000 feet. Remarkable. By the way, a little tease ahead to our next weather hit. We'll talk a little bit about lowering Cascade snow levels in my 7-day forecast. More on that in a bit. For now, we are dealing with fog, dense fog advisory in effect for Washington County, Marion County, Yamhill County, Hillsborough right now, 1/4 mile visibility, Salem a 1/2 mile visibility. And that fog may not burn off in Salem, which is why Futurecast keeps Salem right at about 50 for high today. Meanwhile, here in Portland and Vancouver, we get into the mid-50s, which is still, of course, well above average for this time of the year. Say hello to Shugs. Shugs is today's pet of the day. If you want to get a proper shout out to your pet of the day, all one word, at kgw.com is the email address. Stacy, thank you for sharing Shugs with us. What a sweetheart. All right, let's show you that 7-day forecast real quick. We are dry today, outside of any patchy drizzle. Fog to some sun, I think, tomorrow, as long as the fog burns off. Light rain returns on Sunday, and then I'm not going to say heavy rain, but more significant rain Monday to especially Tuesday of next week. We'll take a closer look at that and the possibility of some ski resort snow in the forecast. More on that in just a bit.